Hello and welcome back to episode of Showcase on Elden Ring. Alright, so probably won't get much traffic for this video, but no matter, it's still important to do. Like I am doing in Dark Souls, I'll be reviewing the shields of Elden Ring as well. Alright, now let's begin. With the first shield, it's rather important. I chose the Heater Shield. It's easy to get. The description reads, a medium-sized shield, metal shield that is, comparatively easy to handle. Metal shields readily negate physical damage when guarding a trait which made them highly trusted on the battlefield. And of course the skill is the parry, which is shared across many shields and some weapons. So, yeah, shields. Now, you probably think what's there really covered in a shield other than its defensive capabilities, but there's a lot more to it than that. And plus, I need to at least establish the basis of something that blocks damage and absorbs, blocks damage in turn for stamina. So this shield would be comparatively used to compare against other medium-grade shields. That's more or less what I'm stating in a nutshell. So let's look at some stats. Yes, we're going to talk about physical damage. It does exist for shields. You can use it as a weapon. A very poor weapon, but it's got some base damage and not much scaling. Why? Because in the scaling we see the strength's only it's rank for D. Not very high. And we got no extra effects. So we're going to go into the important bit here. The damage negation. As we can see, it's 100% physical. I chose this one specifically because it's the first weapon or shield you can get that completely blocks all physical damage. Then for the other categories, some magic, some fire, not so much lightning, and some holy. And as guard boost base is not too bad either, starting off. And requirements only takes 10 strength to use. Plus the skill parry is, of course, free. Oh yeah, by the way, where you get this, you can get it from the Twin Maiden Husks inside the Round Table Hold. So, easy enough. So historically, Heater Shield. While the Heater Shield, at least in around 12th century, was superseded the Kite Shield as plate armor and other forms of armor got more advanced, especially the leg region, the large shield was no longer needed. True that to blunt weapons like a mace or a flail, that was still very much a problem, but these didn't become prevalent and problematic until later. So in a nutshell, historically, the Heater Shield is basically a smaller variant of shield, so it could block things, but at a lighter and more easy maneuverable cost. Alright, so animations. Yes, we're doing this. So you're holding left turn, it's a shield. Nothing new there. And the alternative trigger will activate the ability, if there is one. Now, if you're holding your right hand, it becomes a weapon. An awkward weapon, but one nonetheless has animations, and a 4-hit combo. Basically, you're batting your opponent to death with this thing. The death is a strong word to use, but bunting and shoving your opponent is a better way to put it. And the power attack, as you see, has 2-hit combo, and it can be charged. So using the shield as a weapon is not the worst thing you could possibly do, but using a small one like this possibly is. So we got the crouching animation, which, surprisingly, there's a lot of animations when it comes to these shield attacks. And the crouching power attack does not exist. Light step back attack is basically a ram and a bash, if you will. I can't really describe it as anything else. The step back power attack does not exist, so no surprise there. And the right rolling attack is basically an uppercut, like the crouching attack. The rolling power attack doesn't exist. Then we go on to sprint attacks here, and we can see that basically it's similar how the step back attack. You're again bunting and bashing your opponent. And the power attack is while you use your shield very much like a hammer, if you will. I doubt it would kick up that much dirt, to be honest, something this small. So no matter. And lastly, we got the jump animations here. As I don't know how to describe this I guess you're punching. And of course the jumping power attack is again using your shield like a hammer. It's weird. But most people will dual hand their shield, because you hold L1, you can defend with it again. So you can defend and attack at the same time. And here's the normal attack, which I just call bunting and then using as a hammer on an overhead bash. Again, wouldn't kick up that much dirt in reality. And the power attack here is two-handed, or two-hit combo. And you can charge both hits. Rather silly looking. Alright. Then we got the crouch animation, which is very similar to one hand, except you're now uppercutting, and you can see you're not really two-handing the weapon, you're actually supporting your other arm. So yeah, it's not technically two-handing, is it? But yeah, all the animations are nearly identical, it's just now you have two hands dedicated to a weapon. Well, 1.5 hands, if you will. So yes, it's all basically the same animations. Lack of power attacks and rolling, backstep. But at least the power attack does have a dedicated one, when you use it with running anyway. So yeah. Alright, so that's just about everything here. We got, I guess we still have the jumping animations here. So again, not sure to describe this. A bunt? A punt? It's the animations for attacking with a shield. And of course you got, and when you're two-handing it, you can still use the parry. Or the skill that's on the shield itself. Alright, now, for whatever reason you might think, why don't we just use it with the horse? And you can see the most awkward attack animation of trying to bunt you, or pretty much strike your opponent with a shield. And that's the power attack, by the way. That's not me guarding. So yes, the question is, can that block anything? Well, we'll find out shortly here. So you can see the other side, it just looks super awkward, silly even. And again, that's the power attack. You can't actually defend on horseback. So let's see that power attack. Does it actually block an attack? And let's see if it can actually fight horseback with a shield. So that first time there, we just passed through each other. Oh, hit the horse. Let's try it again. No, hit the horse again. I'm not taking any stamina damage. Oh, nope, that didn't block. I'll try again, just in case. Yeah, it turns out this is a bad idea. Don't do it. Alright, so let's be honestly trying to use it as a weapon. The shield is not as useless as you think. There's better things, but it's better than your fists. So for instance, the counter is amazingly effective against other shielded opponents. So yes, as they hide, you can basically counter with your shield. That is the best course in this game. Could you do it in other Souls titles? No. This is Elden Ring exclusive for now. The shield belt counter is pretty damn handy. Any other attack I find with a shield, at least of this size, is far less than impressive. Though, as you see, the range is a little limited, and you do need a large stamina pool just to pull this off. Mind you, it's not upgraded yet, but even after fully upgrading it, it's not a tremendous change of stamina ball drain. But yes, as you also noticed, you cannot do any critical attacks with a shield, which makes sense. So let's answer the question, what's stance breaking? Well, using it one-handed can be done. It can be done, it takes 3 hits. Still, that means you have to have, if you have your shield in one hand, what do you have in your left hand is a better question. Power attack, as we saw, took 2 hits, and we'll try 2 jumping attacks. These are light attacks, mind you. As you see, it takes 3, so no additional ones there. And we'll use the same thing for power, and we see that jumping doesn't really add any benefit. Next, we got some two-handing here, and I just used basic attacks, and got through pretty quick. Jumping power attack, got through in 1, though that may have been affected by the others. But the best way to do this, actually, is the shield counter. So let's do that now. So it doesn't matter what it's from. It could be just, I screwed it up there, but no matter, we'll try again. And just like that, immediately broke a stance. Pretty good, actually, in that regard. And let me tell you, I'm always sick of these damn effing archers shooting at me every time I do this damn thing. So we'll do a parry, if you will. Though I don't think I can parry a kick. But oh well. I think my parry game's a little rusty these days. But no matter. That's a good thumbnail. Moving on, though. Now we got the upgrade. So, for using this as a weapon, I'm using the base upgrade. As you'll see, anytime you change the nature of the weapon, the defensive capabilities drop. But I'll let you guys watch, and I'll be right back. Alright, so now it comes down to question. Should you use it as a weapon? Well, this one specifically, no. You could use it to fight things like these trolls on the mountaintops, but it makes a pretty damn terrible weapon. Blocks pretty decently, as you can see there. However, using it against the Haligtree soldiers, it is, I won't say super effective, but it is serviceable. At least in short one-on-one fights, if you will. Of course, you can also parry, which again, my parry game's a little rusty, but no matter. But that shield counter changes everything. Where this is a niche item to use in the previous Souls franchise, that shield counter actually makes it a decent weapon, providing you have enough stamina. That's really what it comes down to. As a shield, works pretty damn good. But to drive the point home, could you defeat a Clean Rod Knight in the Haligtree using a shield? Well, yes. Yes, you can. Is it the best weapon? Oh no. No. It's not the best weapon to do so. There's far many better weapons. Not to mention that range is always a problem. And of course I'll skip ahead on the footage here for the respect of time. But yes, it can be in fact done. Although I'll have to heal probably a couple times because it can't block everything. Let's talk about some pros and cons on the Heater Shield. On the pros, it's a good overall defense. Blocks all physical and at least some of everything else. It's also quite lightweight. At only 3.5, it's very lightweight and barely affects your build at all. And it's easy to get, since you can get it right from the round table. That's it for pros. On the cons, it's classified as a bit of more of a light shield, as there will be far heavier ones out there. And it doesn't really block holy damage all that well, or lightning damage. So it kind of lacks in that department. And that's really it for pros and cons. It's a very basic shield. For score, I don't score these the same as weapons. As you see, I have different categories. We're going to do for stability, a solid B. It's not tremendous, it's not underwhelming. It's average. Defense, I'm going to give it a B-. It blocks all the physical damage, sure, but when it comes to other forms of damage, it only blocks somewhat, and some very poorly. Weight, an A. It is very lightweight. This shield is basically designed to give you the defense and not affect your build, at least not too terribly much. However, which falls short is miscellaneous. It's a C. Basically, you're getting a shield and nothing else. It's being plopped right in front of you. The most vanilla thing you can get. So overall, I give the Heater Shield a B- for being a shield. It just doing that perfectly. Anything else, not so much. So it's more or less laid out. So it makes a good shield, but a terrible weapon. As expected though. But now we'll use this shield compared against other medium grade shields, and I'll do the same for light and heavy shields. But that's been Showcase for Tales. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.